book babes. This is Beyond the Pages with your host, Alyssa Marie. I am here with Jed Kent, master thriller author, horror author, and just general menace. Just kidding. Um, how are you?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Good. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. So you have a horror anthology
Yep.
releasing soon. Tell me
Yeah.
about that.
So I'm part of Table of 10, and it's 10 of us authors, and each one kind of picked a potluck type dish that we all wrote about. And it's a kind of a scattered, like genre, like of all types of horror in it, from extreme to comedy horror. There's some chicken stuff in there from a certain author. It wasn't me,
I think
but
I know who
it's
you're
coming
talking
out
about.
soon, so you guys will be able to read that.
I'm so excited. Has the release date been announced yet?
It has, and I should have that written down. I think it was October 8th or 11th. I'd have to double check.
I'm gonna double check real quick. Can you share what entree or
So I did like finger foods.
of course.
Well, expect some cannibalism.
Of course. Well, if anyone's read any of your books, they should expect at least a little bit. Yeah. By the Carnage, is it Carnage Kitchen?
Yes.
So that's exciting. And there's 10 authors. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Can you share kind of who is going to be a part?
So we've got Haley, who I know you've talked with quite a bit. Thomas Stewart, John Ashley, Jet Garner. I know I'm missing people, but Charlene is on there, who I'm actually part of another anthology with Haley and Charlene on a Christmas Advent with Melissa Savino. So that's going to be fun.
Oh my God, that's going to be so fun. And that's a Christmas horror,
Yes.
right?
Well, thriller horror. I brought the horror.
Yes. Yes. Good. That's so exciting. So tell me, let's talk about black spots.
Yeah.
That kind of puts you on the map.
For a lot of people, it really did. It was
For
kind of
sure.
like the first one where it's actually today for some reason in the top 100 in two different categories. So it's one of those ones that kind of like spikes up, and when people start talking about it, a lot of people start reading it. And then we've got just I think a lot of the groups, just because of some of the content in there, it gets talked about a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So how did that book start?
So it started on the psychological thrillers group or thrillers readers. And somebody had posted a comment about, hey, I want a story about a newlywed finding a body in the wall. Does anybody have any recommendations? And I just got on there. I was on vacation in Hawaii, and I was like, if I were to write it, and I wrote like a little, chapter of sorts, and that's what started. Then everybody's kept asking for more. So I just kept it going until it became a novel.
Yeah, I was one of those that asked for more. I was in your
Yeah.
comment section like, did he post any more? Is there another paragraph? And
Then everybody's like doing the popcorn, like, my husband wants to know what happens. We're both reading this together.
For sure. Oh my God. It was obsessive. It was so good. And I think I even added you so I could message you and be like, I'm obsessed. I don't know how to get this book. I don't know. I'm going to add you so that if you put it out, I can know and and I can get it because I need it. And that was
So,
actually my first ARC read.
yeah, you were one of my
Mhm.
early advanced readers.
Really?
Yep.
That was really, really fun.
So the first advanced reader that I ever had was Alexis, who has her own podcast. I've been on that one. I think it's coming out in November. So that'll be out right around the time of the sequel to Black Spots, Red Spots, which I don't have a solid date yet, but it is planted on probably towards the end of November.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I've been waiting on red spots since black spots came out. Yeah,
It's done. It's just in. I got to go through and do a bunch of editing and then have it proofread, of course, by all my lovely advanced readers.
absolutely. And it's not like you've been doing nothing. You've been doing short stories in the meantime. You've been
Yep,
cranking out novels and novellas, and so yeah, you've been just a little busy, I'd
I
say.
have a little too much
Yeah.
between work, kids, and then. But I do plan for next year. I've got my sequel to Behind These Walls, which is going to be Inside These Walls, is coming out, and I'm hoping to have that probably like February. And then I have for next fall a story called The Last, which is a techno thriller that's going to be also taking place kind of at the University of Washington.
Oh my god.
And then, of course, I've got a bunch of short stories that are also going to, some of them released separately. And then I am compiling and doing an anthology of my own. So that's probably summer of next year.
That's amazing. Something that I'm seeing in anthologies too, they're doing like a signature page. Have you thought
Uh huh.
about doing that?
I just saw that and I actually thought that was a great idea to just digitally get all the authors involved to just sign it once. And then, because I had reached out, I think it was Mark Jenkins on one of the anthologies he was part of. I'm like, how did you guys get signature? How are you selling through Amazon signed copies? And they're like, hey, we did a digital signature. And I was like, hey, that's a great idea. It makes it easy.
So easy, and it's so fun for the reader. Just it's really cool to have everyone's signature all together.
Yeah, no, I agree.
For sure. For sure. Which book was your favorite to write of yours?
So I think favorite story to write would be a toss up either between Where Serpents Dance or Behind These Walls. I think
Yeah,
those two are pretty even for me on that.
for sure, for sure. I actually creeped on our chat, like, I went all the way back up to the very, very top because I was like, "I wonder, like, when exactly did I read that little, comment?" In August of last year, and then you mentioned wanting to do, like, a folklore horror book.
Hmm.
So that was really cool because now, Behind These Walls is out, and
Yep.
it was such a good read. It was so good.
I think everybody's going to be shocked on the sequel.
Really?
Yeah. It gets a little darker. It's a lot more action and a lot more backstory at the same time. And it goes some interesting directions. It's got kind of two parallel stories. You've seen a advanced copy of some of the sideline story that takes place in the background. And then I tie it all together in a way that is kind of pretty shocking.
Well, it always is. I feel like you're pretty talented with, leading the reader in a way and then giving them whiplash at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the most
The
enjoyable
knocking.
way. Yeah.
My daughter, it's still probably one of my best, like most read stories to date. It's literally almost surpassed Black Spots.
So, I read that. You sent that to me early, and I read that while my kids were at the jump park. I think I even messaged you, and I was like, "I I have put them in the trampoline where they can't leave without me knowing because I'm so involved in this book." It uh, I mean, gee, talk about a wild, wild ride. Yeah. Yeah, because you just got 100 reviews, right? On
Yes.
that one.
Yep.
Yeah. That if you haven't read My Daughter, you need to check it out because it will give you all the feels in the best way. And then turn your world right upside down. Yeah, I still think about that one.
You know, it's an interesting story that I was kind of surprised I haven't really read before on the twist. Obviously, can't talk about it. You'll have to read it.
No.
But
Yeah, oh, yeah, no.
it's
Mm-mm.
definitely just something that is one of those like obvious, like, how come somebody hasn't done this before?
Right. Yeah.
And if somebody has, let me know. I'd be really interested in reading it.
I've never read a book that made me feel what that book made me feel. I can't tell you, cannot tell you because you have to experience it for yourself because it is a hell of a feeling. So, yeah.
I like to
Um,
play with people's emotions.
for sure. Oh, you're kidding. You don't feel that at all in any of your books. I think that my favorite I love Black Spots. I loved Behind These Walls, but I think my favorite of yours is Where Serpents Dance because you do that so well where you're like, because I think I was even messaging you and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so infuriating. I am so bothered. Like this is just wrenching my heart out and stomping all over it. I can't do it." And you're like, "Just wait." And literally that will yeah, that one you'll be closing the book, same with my daughter, and just staring off into the void for about, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 minutes, questioning everything. What's real?
One of the reviewers on Where Serpents Dance, I think it's that one. I think I have one on there that says that there was no twist except barely one at the end, and I'm like, okay. Did you read the same story? No.
Yeah. Were you awake when you read it? Can't relate. Literally, or maybe they just maybe they have like an issue with reading and understanding because when you're at the end it all loops back around and you're like, well,
10
I'm a
second
terrible
pause
person
on
for all of the
51st date.
feelings that I was feeling. What?
I said 10-second Tom from 50 First Dates. Hi, I'm Tom.
Yes, that's 10-second Tom read your book and thought there were no twists because literally I think I even messaged you and I was like, I'm so mad at you after reading that. I'm so mad. I don't want to talk to you for a while. I was so angry. I had so many big feelings about some characters just to be wrong.
Make people, judge themselves for feeling the way they did.
Oh my god, and my daughter too. I was like, wow, I need to self-reflect for a minute.
Make people really
Yeah,
get, and it's graphic. That one, I think on Where Serpents Dance, they're definitely my more graphic line of stories.
yeah,
And
for
I've got a
sure. Which
few. Whenever I do the anthology stuff, I kind of like the Christmas one. I wanted it to have my feel to it, but I also didn't want it to be just like straight on splatterpunk because I didn't want it to
mhm.
take away from whatever, have it blend with what everybody else had already written. And that one was fun.
When is that coming out? Oh,
I was like, God, I hope I get it set up for this. And it was literally like, put it out in the universe because it happened.
oh my god. I can't wait. I am so into anthologies right now.
Well, it's
Y'all
Melissa
wanting
and
your
A.V. Donaldson. They're, I think, the two big ones that came up with that idea.
oh, yeah.
So
I think I've heard of it.
very happy to be included on it. I think you interviewed Courtney a little while ago, and so she's writing a chapter in there. Really curious to see what she has to put down on paper.
She's she's savage.
Yeah.
I love her. I'm like,
And I've got to get my anthology done because I constantly need to get rid of the threats of her. She has a story. It's not out yet. When she's got merch out, Jed is dead now. I don't know if you've seen it.
yes. And I'm like, what does that mean?
It's like an
Like
inside joke
Jed.
that's
I can't,
not going to be inside for very long.
well, she sent it to me and I was like, not not the Jed I'm thinking of.
Nope, it is.
That is oh my god, I am so excited. I was like, "Well, send me." She's like, "There's nothing in there yet." I was like, "Well, let me know and I'll just give you my card number." I have to support.
Yeah, I'm like, do I need the hoodie, the coffee cup, the t-shirt, and the beanie? No,
Yeah, right, everything.
I wear it
Add
to
it
work
all
one
to
day.
cart.
That is that. Still funny. You'll have to ask her on the still funny part. I don't,
So are you making, Courtney's Dead merch?
um, you know, I wasn't going to, but I might have to change a character or add one in at some point. That way we
I
can at
think
least kill each other.
I thi and you'll have battling merch. That would be s
Yeah, I'll start up on my page, which I still have to get around to doing at some point, and have a sweatshirt and coffee mug and beanie and t-shirt. He's
oh
going to
my
die. No,
yeah, right. Horrifically, and she would be honored.
Courtney
No.
just doesn't know it yet, and I'm not sure which story. No.
You're right. I'm gonna send her this episode. She's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, what?"
No, it's cool because she's really going out there too, and she's pushing really hard on everything, and she's getting invited to some cool anthologies already, and it's kind of neat to see her grow compared to back when she was just a reader.
I know. She has 9 stories coming out from, like,
Yeah,
last month to December, which is insane.
yep,
It's
she
insane.
has been busy.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, well, so have you. I can't keep up. I need to put this in my calendar. What's the release date?"
I know that's what's bad now is I have so many that I'm working on, and one's coming out. I'm like, which date was that one again?
I don't know. Just go on my page. You'll see it.
I had a
You know?
cheat sheet that I honestly had ready, and I completely forgot and left it in the house.
Oh, that's okay. That's totally fine. I can link everything below. It's all right. We can adapt and adjust, and that is fine. Are you a plotter or a pantser?
um, Both.
Mhm.
So I usually come out with the start of my story, middle of story, end of story, or sometimes backwards, end of story, middle story, beginning story. And then I kind of just figure out the rest as I go, and then alter as I write.
That's crazy. When do the twists come? Do you have the twist as the story
So
is going?
my daughter was written backwards. That one, I was sitting there waiting for my son. I was picking up from some school activity, and yeah, I just saw all these school kids going around. I was like, you know, I should write a story about what the story is about.
Right. Yeah.
And so I had the ending already figured out, and then the rest of it just came super easy.
Man, that ending punch you right in the throat.
I actually wrote that and released it in the same week. I wasn't going to release it right away. I wrote it out. I actually started when I was sitting in the car waiting for him. So I spent like an hour on it, and then every day just kept writing on it, writing on it. And then I finished it up on a Saturday morning, made the cover in all of 10 minutes, and threw it on Amazon.
Oh my god. I think you did send it to me early because it was a
Um,
Saturday.
I probably sent it to you the day I released it.
Maybe so, yeah. Because I remember because we were at the jump park, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Boys, you have got to, like, stay close. Mom's busy. Hold on 1 second. What would you say your favorite part of writing is?
I like I have an active imagination. I always am thinking of weird, crazy stuff all the time. It's kind of fun to pin it down and release it and then share it with other people and traumatize them.
Oh,
I've got to constantly try to traumatize Haley.
oh, Haley, her reviews of your stuff makes me crack up so much because 'cause I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to hell, babes."
It's awesome. The inside thing, what was it? Oh, those little furry animals. I'm trying to remember what they're called. The chinchillas. The chinchillas. You know how you have like the she's like, "Well, you couldn't ruin chinchillas for me." So I wrote a little chinchilla story and sent it to her, and she's like, "Never mind." And I based it off of everybody I'm sure seeing the chinchilla on like Instagram, where it's holding the little signs. And so I
Yeah.
made it about this family that adopts this like famous TikTok chinchilla that's evil. It's never being released. It's just hers.
No.
It's like an NFT of types now.
Oh my god, you need to put it in, like, the back of your anthology. Just put it on the back page.
Oh yeah, I forgot this last year too. I wrote that Easter short story and released it.
Oh, yeah, my goodness.
That was pretty messed up.
That was
There were in the anthology, I got a couple messages and everybody was like on your story, like, oh my god, that got really intense fast. And I'm like, well, what did they expect? They asked a Jewish guy to be part of a Christmas anthology. I made it as holiday themed as I could. I thought it was pretty cool though. I'm like
Yeah,
telling my family like my idea of how I'm writing it and stuff, and they're like, really? I don't know about that. Like, how do you make that sound good? Better than you told us just now. I was like, when I read it, it looks really good. And they're like, I think it came out good. I'm holding to it.
yeah, it did. It did. That's
It's
so
creative and very Christmassy and very my usual style.
yeah. For your Christmas your Christmas one or the Easter one?
The Christmas one isn't as graphic as the Easter one.
Okay.
There's no teaming baskets and rabbits plying shreds of ribbons of skin.
I know, when I read that, I was like, "Whoa, okay."
I had so
I
many people
hate
message me on that. They're like, so did she die? And I'm like, that's open for interpretation.
did she die? What
Like
do
she was
you
put in a
think?
basket made out of a person and brought to the mother rabbit. She's very much alive, I'm sure of it.
Oh, absolutely. She's living a great life. She ended up moving to, relocating to Florida.
Hansel and Gretel got fed really well. Like, I'm sure they're still alive, right? I never finished it. No.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the body in the wall was not really a body in the wall. She's a princess and she got rescued.
It's Black Spots is really a princess story.
It really is. Yeah.
Red Spots is going to be awesome though. It definitely takes it to it follows the alternate ending, which
Oh,
I
thank
know I
God.
still get criticized for. I've had people
No.
message that are like, um, loved the story, but definitely not 5 stars because that alternate ending. What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're not your people.
I'm like, don't read my horror stuff. That was what that was. It's like people wanted to love the story and both ending, so I did the logical thing, and Red Spots follows the alternate ending, and it's definitely more graphic, but
What?
it's not horror.
There's
It's like
ribbons
right
of
on the
skin.
10.
Yeah. I liked the alternate ending. I think I liked that better than the regular ending. But I like splatterpunk and I like extreme horror. I like those
And
fucked up kinds of things. I don't know.
and I did put a warning. It shouldn't be read by anybody.
You know what? You did. And that I was like, "Oh, please. I'm say less."
It's my aunt read that book. It's like, thanks for supporting me. Let's never talk about this again.
Oh my god, I forgot about the basket from the Easter bunny. Now I'm just picturing it. I'm gonna have to read it again. Oh, I'm sweaty from laughing so much. Let's talk about your on the line of horror, and let's talk about your space horror, The Knocking.
The knocking.
Did you get any feedback on that one too?
The second book that traumatized Haley really that much.
Poor, poor Haley. You know what? You should just do whenever you do your trigger warnings. You should just say, "Haley,
Haley.
no, yeah, don't read this."
If you want to know on the scale of 1 to 10, when I write stuff, it's so hard to, be subjective and be like, is this going to be offensive to somebody? Is this going to be shocking to somebody? Because, by the time I write it, it's already hit my head and I've been desensitized to anything I could possibly put on the page. So, when I did The Knocking, I had ran the story by, my middle son, him and I, he reads a lot of horror. We talk about it a lot. And so I told him the story, and he was like, um, if you pull it off right, I think that it will be really good. He's like, that's really disgusting, Dad. So I wrote it out, got it done. He actually has read that entire story. He said, like, he reads a lot of extreme horror, splatterpunk, and he told me that it's written too well to be in that genre.
I agree. It doesn't
You just
fit.
over elevate that type of writing, and he's like, it almost doesn't belong.
I
He's like, it's supposed to be
agree.
stupid, kind of, and like a little cheesy. And he's like, but yours are like this dark, serious. He gave some like great criticism, and yet it wasn't like criticism. He was like, I think you can do better than just splatterpunk. I was like, but I like to
Yeah.
write it. So
Yeah. And well, and you'll just need your own genre because
yeah,
yeah, it's not so like in your face and just blood and guts and gore. It's like you literally feel like, you're melting the reader's brain and it's just, coming out of their ears, basically.
yeah. And I had to make a reference to Stranger Things, like the head of a demigorgon. I'm sorry, but when I wrote it, that's what I pictured. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Everybody will know exactly what I'm talking
What
about.
yes. Absolutely, absolutely.
An imploding star like a demigorgon.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But
Oh,
I've gotten such good feedback from that story. It's been not as many readers. I think I knew doing space horror is kind of a little bit of a niche market, but definitely glad I wrote it. It was fun.
I did like a review video on it and I was like, it's a horror based in space.
Yes.
Like that's the location. That's where they are. It's not it's a space horror, but it's not your typical like sci-fi. And I was like, just read it. It's from Jed. Okay, you're gonna get mine. You're just gonna be like, what? What? Just read it. Yeah,
Everybody who
that
has
was.
read it has really enjoyed it for the most part.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, because it's like you have a formula, but you don't have a formula because you don't stick to it. It's
Mhm.
like you're cooking a recipe and you're like, "Okay, I know that we need whatever, 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 but the ratios are always different. And the
Yeah.
and the way you put them in are always different." And so it
Like,
just needs to
yeah,
be
we'll
like
throw some
Kent.
cayenne pepper in a pancake.
You're right. It's just I think your genre will just be Kent horror. I think that fits more appropriately than splatterpunk or extreme or just regular horror. Same for like Melissa Savino. She doesn't just it's more than erotic horror. Like
Yeah. So I didn't run around and post she ruined corn dogs for me, but no.
I was like, "Bitch, I can't even smell a corn dog." Okay? And I have kids, and so they want them, and I'm like, they don't the store does not sell corn dogs anymore. I don't know what happened. They're banned.
I knew where
They're
it
not
was going, and I was still like, oh, nope. Yep, they did.
yeah. 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 Yeah, she posted that she has a new fragrance coming out, and I commented, I was like, "It could literally smell like shit, and I'd buy it because 'cause you're selling it. Just don't make it corn dog scent." I can't do that.
I like her writing style though.
Her writing style is so good. AV's is so good. Tina's, I mean, Alyssa D. Daniels, Jessica Lynn Swanson. Like, there's so many indie authors. Nadja, Mark. I mean, their writing styles are so good. And I
Hmm.
think it's because I think you commented on one of my posts of like why I was like sorry not sorry for like forgetting about mainstream authors, but it's because y'all are so raw and there's like, that you never really know. You can say like, "Oh, I feel like it's going in this direction," but you never really know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, I think a
Y'all
large part of that is the mainstream publishers out there. They're after, sales only.
yeah.
And I like indie because I can write what I want to write. And I'm not limited to like, oh, this might offend some people because it's too graphic. Can you tame this down? Um, it just, you get that raw feeling because that's what it is. It's not filtered through, yeah, you get an editor, they're going to tell you about spelling, any obvious holes in the story or things like that, but you're not getting the same product that you would that's, been through three editors and read over several times, altered, maybe ghostwriters, depending on which author it is.
I know, and that shocked me. I learned about that a few months ago, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that's a thing?" It is. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I don't miss it. I'd rather have my indies.
There's so many good indie authors out there.
Oh, I read some fantasy, but right now I'm more in, like, the horror, extreme horror, and it sounds like I'm saying horror. I am well aware I'm from Texas and I have an accent. Horror. Horror. Anyway, and thrillers.
I have the same problem. All people will be like, "What do you write?" And be like, "Don't read it." Like friends, family. I
Oh,
write horror, and
no.
they're like, "What did you say?" Horror.
Horror.
Unless it's black spots, then it's horror. No.
That's horror. It's just funny. Oh, y yeah, and tell me if I need to cut this out, but I gave, black spots to one of my friends for Christmas, forgetting that she reads more like self-help books. She texted me, she was like, "What the fuck is this?"
You're gonna need a self-help book when you're done. Recommend the Spark of Life. That's what I was joking. That's like my go-to now. Like, anybody who read something, they're like, "Man, this was dark and got really twisted." It's like that's okay. I've got an antidote, the Spark of Life, which is literally like
Yes!
nothing of my other stories, but
No,
it's one of my favorite stories that I've written. It's just definitely not horror.
no, no, and can I tell you when I was reading it, I was like, "I feel like there's horror coming." I feel like something's gonna but it's nice to have a palate cleanser or, like, something because I feel like you really have kinda covered all the genres and, like, you if somebody wants to toe step their way in, they can toe step with different reads and not be, at the extreme horror, like the splatterpunk,
Yeah,
and still enjoy and even erotic horror, apparently. Look at you. Yeah, my friend texted me, she was like, "The college scene." "What?" I was like, "You're not enjoying yourself? What are you talking about?"
that story is so
Yeah.
different than anything else I've ever written. But I definitely kept the same fucked up storyline going into red spots. It just gets darker.
Yes,
And
good.
Alice is just as crazy as ever, if not more crazy.
I hope it gets worse.
It's like, between her and John, things start unraveling and they both kind of expose the darkness of both of them in the
Oh,
most
yeah.
fucked up kind of ways.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Gonna be so good.
Except there's no body on the wall.
Yet, they learned a better hiding spot, I'm guessing.
You will find out.
Yeah. I ha I have a feeling of maybe where the possibility of this goes just from the ending, the alternate ending of Black Swan. But I'll let you know if I'm correct when I read it. What's your support been like from the horror community?
It's been really good. I don't think there's ever been a time where if I had a question, even early on, just everybody's been real supportive. Some more than others. Mark Taus has been great. I love his work, and I've sent with Behind These Walls. I actually was working on the cover, and I sent it to him, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he's like, "I think it's a good start, but I would change this, this, and that." And had my son go over it and work it over, and he kind of did a lot of that stuff without me even telling him what Mark had said. And I was like,
Oh,
"Hey, what if we do
interesting.
this?" And then I showed him Mark's comments, and he was like, "Yeah, see, we both are on. I know what I'm doing."
Right. He's like, "Let me work."
But yeah, I love Mark Tows's writing. I think he's a great guy. You'll notice he's always in the controversial stuff all the time. No,
I know, right?
he, he's smart too. He just like no,
Oh, for
it's
sure,
kind of
yeah.
bow down
Well,
and hide.
he's, like, behind the scenes reading it. He's like me. I'm like, "I wanna know, but I don't wanna be involved. Don't don't call me
Like
to the
I'm in the
front."
land down under. You shit that's happening in America right now. I'm glad I'm not a part of it in every way.
Right? Every single way. Yeah, I can imagine. Man, I didn't know he was in Australia. I thought he was in London.
Yep, no, he's Australia. I think he's from London originally.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually get a lot of reads on like the Kindle Unlimited and stuff are from Australia. So Australia obviously has a large group of people that are liking to read indie horror.
That's awesome. We just need to bring that over to America too. Well, everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I know anytime anyone's like, I love this book or, like book talk and stuff like that, I'm like, have you tried indie? Because if you like that one, I got
Yeah.
one for you. Because they're unhinged in the best way. You won't regret it unless you have terrible taste. Then you might regret it.
And it really depends on whatever somebody's like first appearance of whatever book they pick up that's indie.
Mhm.
Might have a lot to do with whether they stick it out and what you're used to reading. Because I don't think people are look at like John Appen. A lot of people read The Groomer and they go from like thriller into an indie extreme horror author and then shocked that it's way more violent than Stephen King.
I know. I know. I'm like, did you not read the cover? It's
Yeah,
on the cover.
it's obvious. It's in the name.
Oh, I have a
Expect some
funny.
fucked up shit.
So my mother went with me to a book event that I was going to. I was doing like author chats at and stuff like that, and out by Dallas. And she's walking around, and so I met David Hardy, who is an extreme horror writer, right?
hmm
And so we do our little chat. I'm like, oh, we're friends now. I love you. He found me. He was like, was that your mom? Is your mom with you? And I said, yeah, my mom's with me. He was like, what kind of books does she like to read? And I was like, mm, thrillers. She likes romance, like rom com. He goes, oh. And I was like, what'd you do? He was like, well, she went to my table. She picked out a book. And I was like, was it the pink one? And he was like, yeah. And I said, yeah, she likes pink. She doesn't really read the covers, I guess. She goes what attracts her. And so she walks up and she's like, hey, you met my new friend. And I was like, yeah, yeah. I heard you got the pink book. And she's like, I did. And I said, the one with the boob on it? And she's like, there's no boob. And I was like, there's a knife with the boob. It's extreme horror. She's like, what does that mean? I was like, why don't you
You're like,
read
read
it?
it, find out.
She loved it.
Really?
She loved it. She was like, is this what you read? And I said, yeah, I
And
do.
then she
She's
went
like,
out and bought Motel 6, and you were like, what the hell? No, I'm joking.
no, she actually read a romance after. She was like, I do need a refresher or like a break. I need a palate cleanser. That was a little rough because that one it has like flesh bags and like dead, just things to do with the dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, I cannot believe. And she was like, I left it. I left it. I was like, okay, do you want more? She's like, I think I'm going to read a romance book. I'm like, I think you should.
He's like, give me some Nora Roberts and let me go. No.
She's like, I got to decompress. It was so funny. But whenever I looked at him, I was like, you did what? You sold her the pink one? Not the pink one. She's like, well, the other ones look scary. I was like, yeah, yeah. He's a horror writer. She's like, no way. Do you know what that means? Anyway.
I think that's why a lot of people that know me when they find out like what I write, and then I'm like warning them not to read it because I don't want friends and people to look at me weird.
Right. So have like any of your family or friends read any of your books?
So I have a really good family friend who read The Spark of Life and really liked it. But
Oh,
I was
good.
like, yeah, I finally wrote something that you might like to read. Like,
Stop
don't touch my
there.
other one.
Yeah. Warning label, warning label.
And they were like, oh yeah, no, that was a really. I don't usually read horror. And I'm like, it's not horror. They're like, no, it definitely was horror. And I was like, you read The Spark of Life, and they're like, yeah, the one you gave me. And I was like, it's not horror. And they're like, are you? And I was like, no, that is not. Nobody considers that horror. Like, just
No.
because there's thrilling elements, and it was like maybe like some would consider it maybe a quiet horror in some ways, but not really. I don't know. It doesn't really match any horror genre that I've read. I just think it's just straight up fiction. Just maybe a little fantasy, but not.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not horror. Don't read anything else. Don't touch the Easter one. Don't read my daughter. Really any of the anthology that's coming out together, like the short stories that you have, like your personal one. Don't read that. Don't do that. Don't if you're sensitive to horror,
The Rot,
but they're
which is
so
my
good.
Western that will be coming out at some point. I don't know yet, but
I read that. I read that in the pickup line, picking up my kids, and I was like, I've never wanted to read a Western the way I want to read this.
what's funny is
So
when I
good.
did the podcast with Alexis, she was like, "Is there anything that you would want to write that you haven't written?" I was like, I've always kind of wanted to tackle a Western horror, maybe a Western horror short story." So literally, like, I think I had the podcast with her on a Saturday, and then that Sunday I started writing it.
Oh my god.
Like, you know what? It's perfect timing.
Absolutely. Oh my god. Yeah. Yep. I'm having flashbacks. That one was intense.
That's going to be my next release.
Oh,
That's
good.
from me. That's not part of an anthology.
Good. Good. What about
Once I
the
get the
other
cover
one?
wrapped up. The Gothic horror,
Mhm.
the kind of so that one might be released separate. I haven't made up my mind yet, but it'll for sure be in my own anthology next year.
Oh, that's a
Maybe
good
sooner,
idea.
but it would probably be early next year. And that way I can get them all on paperback and then get Courtney not killing me in every single one of the stories.
For sure. Mhm. Yeah.
Because
Court.
she won't read it digital, and I every post, I'm sure you've seen it. Where's my daughter? Where's the prank? You said you would write it out. No. I did try it out. I was joking once. I did multicolors and wrote my daughter.
I think you put it in the comments because I think I
I
saw
think I
it.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. I love y'all's banter. Yours and Haley's, and then yours and her. She is witty as shit. She is so freaking funny.
So Haley has the weird ass chicken story that's going to be in the table of told.
I can't wait.
We should all be worried about that one. No, I'm joking. No, I'm
Okay.
just
Well,
kidding.
that just makes me want to read it even more.
Keep your
I'm gonna
chickens away
message
from Haley. No, I'm joking.
and the chinchillas away from you.
Uh, the poor chinchilla.
I want to read that one. Well, it was funny too because whenever you released my daughter, I have no couth. I don't with any of my author friends, and I was like, I need this in paperback. How pissed would you be if I printed it? And you were like, what? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it
It'll be
unless you tell me
in
to.
the anthology when I release it.
Right.
I'll compiled
Right.
with some other stories. I have another story that you have not read that is really, really fucked up.
Yes.
About a guy who wins the lottery and moves off to a little town in Montana. And it gets really weird and bizarre.
I want it.
it's it's not like any of the others. It's a really weird story.
You're kidding. Well, we've already established that you don't really fit into a genre, so
I almost wanted to call it the Goldfinch,
The goldfinch.
because for one, it's my daughter's one of her favorite stories. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that movie with her and how many times she constantly tries to get me to watch it again. So I made it has nothing to do with the movie other than I was going to put a goldfinch into it, and it does have a goldfinch,
Oh, god.
but it really is. It's a weird story.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that'll definitely be in the anthology.
Oh my god. That gothic horror that I read, I was like, because I think it took me a day to message you because I was like, I don't have anything to say. I mean, I do, but I don't. I need to process. I need a minute to myself. I'm
So
so
that one,
pissed.
I haven't again since I've kind of like challenging myself on stuff I haven't written. So that's
Yeah.
why I was like the Western. I didn't, I grew up watching Westerns, always liked them as a kid, like True Grit and stuff. But I never really have saw myself as writing Western. So I was like, okay, well, I pushed the envelope a little bit, try to write an extreme horror Western with a twist.
Yeah.
And then my wife and I, one of our favorite shows is like the Gilded Age. And so we went, and I was like, I'm going to ruin the Gilded Age for you. No,
Okay. Does your wife read your stories?
yes. And there's the ones that she like really likes. And then there's the ones where I get a look. The knocking, I've got a look.
Yeah.
She was like, it was very well written. He's like, but so we did have a thing because I always would run all my stories by her, especially
Mhm.
early on. And so when she would read it, she already knew all the twists, everything that was going to happen. So she's pretty much just reading it to proofread it. And then she offered helping do some of the editing, like on the Spark of Life. She took over all of that. I wrote that story mostly because I wanted to write something that she would like to edit.
Right.
And she loved that story. She really did. So we've come up with an agreement. I write them and don't tell her anything about it yet. And then that way she gets to experience them without spoilers and me talking about it for, weeks upon times. And he's like, I don't get the twist because I already knew it. So I don't get that, emotional,
The
like, oh,
punch?
wow moment. So we kind of agreed, I finish them and then let her read it after.
Does she like extreme horror?
Extreme horror is probably her least favorite. If it's written well, she doesn't mind it, but she's not big into the over graphic gore and all that stuff.
Yeah. She seems so sweet and,
Yeah.
and, I'm just picturing her reading it being like, "Oh my god." Like, she's because she makes candles, right? And
Yes.
she's just precious, and she makes candles, and then she's reading your horror books. And she's like, "Yeah, put this one out."
No, she's definitely like, what would people like? I hope nobody reads it that we know. No.
Right, right. Yeah, everyone needs a wife like yours.
I actually
Unconditional
have one
support.
story I still haven't released because I had it up on my Word docs and my son read part of it. And it's definitely it was earlier on. It's a definitely an extreme horror, but it does have some like sensitive subject matters in it. So I was like, Dad, you can't release this with your name on it.
You're gonna come out with, like, a pen
And
name.
then he's like, hey mom, Dad's writing about this. And she was like, you can't release that with your name on it. And it's still sitting there. I haven't gone through and edited it. I'll probably release it under something.
You can do Ked Gent.
Written by I killed Jed Kent. No, I'm joking. And then everybody will think it was Courtney. And then any backlash that falls on her. She started it. I put the nail in the coffin. No.
That would be so she would
Like,
love it. She'd probably
Pontius
be like, "Hell
Portia
yeah."
Capone got dragged out of her house and hauled off to prison today. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad.
Wonder who caused it. She's like, "What book?" And the nail in her coffin would be her search history.
That's what we all of the indie authors always joke about. I'm just always telling people, like, especially early on, don't worry about it. Never been questioned.
Well, y'all are probably on a list, and every time y'all search something, it, like, pings somewhere, some and they're like, "Oh, they're okay, they're just authors," you know?
Yeah.
There's no active murders in their area,
Well, I live in Western Washington, so that's not true.
so there's always
God, all the big time serial killers all came from Washington.
It's true.
I used to live on the same street as Ted Bundy's house used to be on.
No way.
Yeah, Ted Bundy, Green River. There's been a lot of serial killers in our area. I'm not one though, so stop checking my search history. Like, I have to be creative and I have to do research to write my stories as realistic as possible. Like, sometimes you need to know what bugs are the first ones to show up on a corpse
Oh,
and at what timelines.
right. How do you cut strips of skin off and weave them into a basket?
All right, I'm not a vegetarian, so
Right.
those ones are pretty easy to imagine.
That's true. Could you imagine if you were? You're like, "Yeah, I'm a vegan, vegetarian," you're writing all of these cannibal stories.
Or to be like, man, subconsciously, this guy really wants a steak.
They'd probably nickname you the Dahmer or something like that.
What? And it's kind of funny because I do have a daughter. So
Yeah.
whenever I type out like, or I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, yeah, my daughter and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's also the name of my book.
That's funny. Does your daughter read any of your books? Hopefully not my daughter.
So I wouldn't mind. She could read my daughter. I usually try to, like, obviously, she's never going to read Black Spots. I don't care if she
Mhm.
was 50 years old, she ain't going to read that. um, the Knocking, I, uh, I would let her read The Knocking. I know it's got some stuff in it, but
Yeah.
like, I don't really censor on if she wanted to. She has her own like books that she likes to read. She does like to read some horror, but
Mhm.
most of the time we kind of push her towards the young adult,
Yeah.
the more age appropriate. But
Yeah.
if she wanted to read some of my stuff, I would let her. I did write the one short story that I sent you about the young girl being the possession story. I wrote that one for her and sent that to her.
Yeah, that pissed me off, that story, for sure. Yeah. Is that one gonna be included? Are you gonna release that one
That is
separately, or
going
is
to
that
be
one
included. Yep,
okay,
that'll
good.
be in the anthology.
Okay, good. Yeah, I like how you're giving some, but you're not giving all so that people would have a
Yeah,
reason to buy the anthology. I think that's really, really smart because attention readers, you're gonna want all of these short stories. They're so good, and they're so, so different, which I think is so cool. They're all horror, with different levels, and they kinda touch on all not all, but a lot, like the Western horror, the Gothic horror.
space
I don't know
horror.
what you would label
I should just call
the
it the Baskin Robbins anthology,
Oh my god.
or the like Kent sampler.
What's the Kent flight? You know, you could have, like, beers or, like, whiskeys, like, on the cover
Oh,
because you get, like, a little taste of everything. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that one, What are you labeling that one as, or what do you wanna code call that one? The girl that you
I
not the
don't know
daughter.
yet.
Yeah, terrifying, I think. Yeah. The ending of that one messed me up too. I was like, what? Oh,
I like to
okay."
kind of imagine like what would be the scariest situation in real life.
The
And
worst
as a
possible
parent, like
ending?
my daughter, your child being taken is definitely like one of the most frightening things you could ever imagine. Um, I really liked the movie Prisoners
Mhm.
with Jake Gyllenhaal, and that whole film, the way it was done, and that definitely had some inspired me on the my daughter story.
Yeah.
Space horror was great because you got all these people talking about Elon Musk wanting to go to Mars, and I'm like, imagine being on a spaceship with a certain somebody for several years, as maybe their mental capacity isn't the greatest to begin with. Who knows? But
You're
it's a
kidding.
buddy, it's a space buddy story.
Oh my gosh. That's one way to put it, space buddies.
It was, I think it's the first story I wrote that's first person too, that I released in a short story.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was writing it, I was like, I think this one would do better if it's from the perception of, the main character and what he's going through. And I think it just added to make it a lot better than if I would have done it any other way.
Oh, I think so too. I think so too. I agree with that. Yeah, the first person was definitely terrifying.
At the end, how I make all like his poetic narration of this. I honestly, when I wrote that, I was like, did I go overboard? Is it a little too much? I was like, nah, whatever.
You're like, "Screw it. We put it out." Yeah. Yeah. What message or theme would you want readers to take away from your books?
That's a good question. It depends a lot on which book. If obviously Spark of Life, because that really is kind of a life story about, if you think you're at a dark spot in your life, to always hold on. There's always, a light at the end of the tunnel, keep going. Um, so with that one being the exception, it's definitely puts it into a different category. Where Serpents Dance, that one definitely hits a lot of emotional abandonment issues, being left alone to your own demise. So that one I really would hope that people would pull from, don't be a piece of shit. Don't use religion as a guise to be a piece of shit
Mhm, mhm,
and
mhm.
to just treat people with respect. I think that's always a, life lesson that everybody I wish knew.
Right, for
Treat
sure.
people how you want to be treated. It's really not bad advice.
Right, it's not, for sure. But yeah, that's a lesson that's really hard for some.
Yep. Big thing from all my stories, don't kill people. No matter how I may write about it. Don't torture people. It's not
No,
okay.
don't make baskets out of body parts.
Yeah, don't make baskets out of bulletproof. Don't put a belt
Um,
sander to somebody's kneecap. Don't light people on fire. No, disclaimer. No.
so maybe
Read
maybe
my
that's
work.
a
You might find a new way of that you've never thought somebody could die from.
exactly, and I think a running thing would be, mm, don't you can try to figure it out. You can try. You can try to figure out the ending, but good luck, because unless you're I mean, 10-second Tim or whatever his name is, I can't remember now because
Tom.
I read so much. Tom, 10-second Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. No.
Unless you're 10-second Tom, then, you're gonna really enjoy it, and they're just amazing, amazing reads. Well, that's all I have for you today. This has been fun. My sides hurt and I'm sweating.
All right. Well, it definitely has been fun. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure speaking with you as always.
Yeah, for sure. I will talk to you later. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yep. Not a problem. Thank you.